Today's How to Play Me episode is on stride piano, and it wasn't just used back in the teens and 20s and 30s. It's been used in country music since its inception, and in all kinds of popular music. So the basic idea is that you have this moving left hand, and you have a certain freedom time-wise to be able to experiment. Originally, the actual style of itself came about because of singers. There were pianos in bars all over. The singers would sing, wouldn't necessarily sing in time, and this style allowed ragtime players to actually play in time with the singer, regardless of how bad their time was. Anyway, here's the basic idea. The left hand, it's a broken tenth. I'm playing in the key of C to make it simple, and it looks like this. That's all there is to it. It's just once you put the right hand to it, then things start to change. So you got to have that as your anchor. Now you'll have the ability to walk lines. Passing notes are especially effective in this, even if it's just a half note. Something like that. Now with the right hand, figuring that you have your left hand pretty solid with this. With your right hand, you can play any number of things. You should have absolute freedom to think about any kind of chords that you want, any kind of style, or experiment as much as you want. But one thing that is really effective for me is to break the chords up. So instead of playing a C or a C7 to something like that. There's a particular riff, there's hundreds of them, but just as an example, this is relatively easy to play and can work in a blues progression, which I'm going to use because it's a simple form. It goes like this. And I'll show you how to do it. All right. So there's a couple of riffs that are that I use all the time that are effective, and they catch your ear, and they're fun to play, and they're all in the same form. The way your hand is shaped, as long as you just move it, keep the shape the same, you'll be able to play it. So here's one example. It's just a triad, C triad, but starting on the third. And then you just play faster with the metronome, or by yourself until you feel comfortable playing riffs like that. Here's another one. Now, something really important about this kind of piano playing, and most piano playing, if it's not a ballad or it's not something where you really need to extend the value of the chord that you're playing, I tried to use the sustain pedal as little as possible, because it really blurs the notes, and it's great. It's a good way to cheat into chords, but it also takes away from the sharpness of the piece. At least with this stuff, and with boogies, and with New Orleans style piano. So here's a piece that I play almost every night in concert, and it's called Come and Go. And I have an introduction to it which we're not going to get into right now, just for the sake of simplicity. But here's the piece.